Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Got Shadowpunk over here with the glasses, and got my boy Hojo down here. Yeah. So we're talking about rip-off characters. Okay.
Oh,
Now, what justifies a rip-off character? Okay. I think, to me, a rip-off character is when you see a character that has this easily distinguishable traits of another character, and it's obvious where this character came from. Okay, they might have the same backstory. They might not look alike, but they have almost exact same backstory, same exact power sets. One example of that would be Namor and Aquaman. Where obviously Namor was ripped off of Aquaman because Aquaman came first, right? And it was obvious that the people who were Marvel at that time says, "Oh, I like that character," and all of a sudden, ta-da! King of Atlantis. You know, even though he had little bird shorts on and wings on his heels.
Little wings, yeah.
Yeah, but it was obviously a ripoff of Aquaman.
right,
So
right.
now I could be wrong. One of those came first. I'm pretty sure it's Aquaman, but one of them
Well,
definitely came
Namor
first.
was in World War II.
Well, I know
right?
Namor is 1939.
Oh,
Okay.
39. Okay.
Yeah, I do
All
know
right.
that.
So
Yeah,
pre-World War
I
II.
should have looked that up. No, wait, Aquaman was 41, I think. So
Ooh, Bunny stumped himself.
I could, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Let me make sure.
So while you're looking, let me ask you this: in this discussion, can you rip off your own? Like, can Marvel rip themselves off, or does it have to be like two different companies?
No, they've done it before.
Yeah.
Or they basically 41. I was right. Yeah, and Namor was 39. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
So Aquaman came from Namor. Okay. But not the Namor that we're seeing in coming out in the movie, but the actual
God.
Namor.
Well, obviously, let's just the elephant. in the
39.
room.
You're right. 39.
The
Right.
biggest one is obviously Superman and Captain Marvel.
Actually, no.
Doc Savage.
Doc Savage definitely is Superman. What was Superman was ripped off of?
What?
Yeah. Man of Bronze, Man of Steel, Fortress of Solitude. Both of them had a Fortress of Solitude at the Antarctic.
Did they really? Doc
Yeah.
Then we
Savage?
got an Iron Man.
Yep. There you go.
Well, okay.
No problem. We got a Rick Saylor sighting saying hello
Oh.
Shadowpunk, and hello T Bunny, and hello Wayne. There you go, dude.
What's going on?
Hell Rick Saylor. There you go. And it got a
Hail.
Belmont sighting, so
There he is. There he is.
Anyway. Yeah, that's a good because Captain Marvel, the reason why I say Captain Marvel's different from Superman was
Yeah.
the whole Billy Batson dynamic.
That is true. That is a
And,
big difference.
And I think there's a Miracle Man that was like ripped off of that was later, like I think Alan Moore retconned him later, but there was also a Miracle Man that did the whole transformation from a kid.
I think they're redoing that or something. I heard.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Well, but you're right though. The Miracle Man did have it. He did have the transformation.
Yeah.
He said his name backwards and boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Interestingly enough, at one point, Captain Marvel was kicking Superman's butt so bad that when destroying him. I mean, Fawcett Comics was like ruling. But I think they went bankrupt because they were mob run or something, and
that's what I heard.
it kind of caught up to them. And then DC like scooped him up,
Mm-hmm.
But then Marvel's like, you can't call him Marvel anymore because
it was tied up in litigation forever.
Yeah. Because we're gonna call this butch chick Captain Marvel and just ruin the name.
Right.
So
Yeah, I actually have the first DC appearance of Shazam. It was when he met Superman.
Oh,
Really?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because this big guy's going, hey, Superman, I'm your biggest
Yeah.
fan. And Superman's
Yeah.
going like, okay, man that looks like me. Looks as old as me.
Yeah,
Hey,
and they're-
dudes, area blackness. Same dude.
What's
Yep.
going on? Congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
General Piggy, hell, my friends. Hey, General Piggy, what's up? Yeah.
Well, is there a Hulk DC? Because I don't think there is. But they have a
Well,
good-
I know he was Jim Lee stolen for Wildcats.
Yeah.
This is a conversation
Maul.
I'm sure we'll get into later.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll
Image
save
has got their
Im-
own parking
We're gonna
spot
save
tonight.
Image for a little bit later.
Okay.
But, okay. Yeah, I think Hulk was a radioactive, like rip-off of Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, it just came directly. He lifted stuff directly from Robert Louis Stevenson's.
Oh yeah, especially when the sun went down.
Right.
Yeah. Because at first, yeah,
that's
right.
true.
It was a nocturnal thing.
He wasn't green. He was like Gamma wasn't really a big deal in the
No.
character.
Uh-uh.
It was the night and day thing.
It's how he Gamma's how he first like transformed, but then it was like a night and day thing. Yeah, he was
And
the
then they
gray
had
Hulk.
like the print issues or something. They couldn't get the gray right, so they just turned
Right.
them green.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
so there was also, I know that the Marvel and DC did this for decades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ripping each other off, quietly doing it. Did the Squadron Supreme, was that like the screw it, just do it?
Yeah.
Is that what, I don't know,
Pretty much. Arya saying thank you for the congrats. Yep.
Yep.
Prime from Malibu, Supreme from Image, both Superman ripoffs. Yeah. That's a bunch of
Prime.
Superman. Yep.
Right?
Hey
Oh.
everyone, Corey Barton. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Good stuff. Comics here. Yo yo.
Hail,
What's up?
good stuff.
Good
Hail,
stuff.
And yep.
Corey Barton.
All right. Well, Area Blackness says there's infinite TMT NT
Biker mice from
biker
Mars.
mice, hamsters. Yeah, Morbid's too late here for my brain to work. No problem, dude. No problem, dude. Yeah. Superman. It seemed like everybody had to have their own Superman. Everybody had to have their own Batman. Everybody had to have their own Wonder Woman. It's like those characters kind of like, but I think DC and Marvel really kind of stayed out each other's lane. But then you see the lower companies like cherry pick from both those companies.
Oh yeah.
But you see a lot of like crossover.
Which, there's also this factor involved in creating like an original character
Mhm.
that, it's like Greek dramas. There's only so many stories,
Yeah.
right? And so there's only so many archetypes that you kind of pick from, and how you do it probably is the difference,
Right.
right? I don't know. Is that it, maybe?
I don't know. It might be. Okay, everybody, say it together with me. Hey, Belmont.
Okay.
What's up, Belmont?
There you go. All right.
Good thing. Yeah, hail, good. Yeah, that's a good one. Good stuff. Good one.
Yeah. That's a different language there. They're talking like beer geek speak or something. I don't drink, so I don't know. I think you see some characters that are like there's some that were really, really, really egregious. Like Aquaman Namor is really egregious.
Yeah.
But you see one like Liefeld did with Deadpool was the most famous. I think.
I mean Wade Williams.
The most like
Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson. They had approximately the
man.
same costume, except one was all red and black, and then the other one was like.
But he had two swords.
Oh, two swords, right?
Yeah.
Two swords. Yeah.
It's
I
different.
never-
It's different. It's
Two
two swords.
pistols and two eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you told me that, I never knew it. Never put it together ever. Seriously, I'm not even joking, right?
He laughed all the way to the bank.
Laughed all the way to the
Yes,
bank on that one.
know.
Yeah. But it was the reason why he left. I think Liefeld grew up as a rich kid or something because he's got that kind of like, I guess that arrogance about him that he just expects things to be like handed to him in a way. But that he left. The reason why he left DC, and he said this in interviews, was because Hawk and Dove wasn't good enough for him. And so he goes to Marvel and he's like, look, I'm doing this awesome stuff on Hawk and Dove. You give me an X books and I'll be right over here, And they're like, oh, okay, well, we want to do something with New Mutants.
New Mutants, yeah.
Boom. X-Force, you know.
Right.
And then that one of the first things he came up with was Deadpool, but you know, and
You
that
know,
yeah, rest is history. Yeah,
So you know,
And that was when I first started reading comics like hardcore. Was when he took over for New
X-Force
Mutants.
there was nothing like X-Force before then. And then bringing in Cable, and Cable was like I'd never seen anything like Cable at all.
No, man, no. And his solo series, his first miniseries, it was so good.
Oh yeah,
you can
oh,
complain about life. People can complain about Liefeld, and there's a lot to critique, but
Yeah.
he is very unique, and his style sometimes is so extreme, right? You're like-
Extreme, extreme.
Extreme Studios, baby. Extreme.
Yeah, he
Adam
embodies that.
Extreme.
He embodies it, man.
he does. I mean, you know, you gotta respect that, you know.
The guy was doing 501 commercials. Okay?
Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna say the Levi's thing, and he was like out of all of them, he was like the rock star. He was like the lead singer, the one out in front. He's like, fuck yeah, like that documentary with him. That I mean, he's just. I think he's humbled a little bit nowadays, but I mean, my God, he was just out there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's Belmont. That's a dude.
What's up?
Fashionably late.
Fashionably
Oh,
late. I thought you were going to sit in the chat. It wasn't your
I'm gonna
show
do
or
both.
whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. All right. No problem. No problem. Anyway, good stuff says we bring the sixth floor from time to time. I don't know what he means by that, but it's okay. Oh, I missed the sixth floor. I don't know what that is. Anyway,
if you don't know, you don't know.
Oh, you don't know what the sixth floor is? When they show those girls coming out of the elevator on his Sunday show.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know, you don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't watch a lot of shows on Sunday. I'm sleeping for work that night, so it is what it is. That's fine.
So,
Late and gay.
Late
Yeah.
and gay.
There
So
you go.
do you think that Marvel and DC at some point said
Hey,
we're gonna work together and not sue each other, and you can do Squadron Supreme all you want, right? And go ahead, we're not gonna sue you. Let's just collude
Well,
together.
I think Squadron Supreme came from Malibu.
Yeah,
I think Marvel-
I never really
yeah.
read it. I mean, I think I maybe saw a few issues. I don't know much about it.
The Supreme came from Malibu. And
Well-
he was like their Superman. So.
No, but Squadron Supreme would have Hyperion and Doctor Spectrum, right?
Okay, yeah, I had
Power
yeah.
Princess.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, I think I did have an issue.
Obvious Justice League ripoffs,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
right?
Right,
And
right.
and what's even funny too is none of them are really as potent as the real thing.
No.
No.
No,
Well-
they can't have the ripoffs be as good as the originals, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about archetypes, you have like your despots, your
Yeah.
villains that are just, and then you have your capes, your
Mm-hmm.
patriotics, your Boy Scouts, I guess you would say, and then you have the strong female, which is everywhere.
Right.
So I mean, but I think a good comparison like is you like Darkseid and Thanos, like both of them, none, just depends on who you ask, I guess, who's better. I mean, I think Darkseid would destroy him, but whatever.
But
But, I
Thanos
mean-
came after Darkseid. So
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Starlin, there's no way Starlin looked at that and was like, how do you not be inspired by that?
All right. Oh yeah. That was a Jack Kirby, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Fourth World, man.
Fourth World stuff. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Everybody ripped off Kirby. Everybody ripped off Kirby.
if you remember, there was across the JLA Avengers, right? And so Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet with the gems.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I don't know what this is. It's empty. I have someone Desaad says it's a powerful artifact. He's like, well, it's worthless to me because in this universe it doesn't work, right? And he chucks it. Yeah. So the rules are different for each universe, right? And that's kind of a cop out too.
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
forgot about that, to be honest. I mean, even though like a legend worked on it, but I mean, weren't they supposed to do that in the '70s and it got canceled or something, and they couldn't do it until
They did, yep.
what, like, was it like 2005 or something? I think I read it.
Amalgam. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, not that. Some of that was kind of fun though. Some of it.
Some of-
I'll tell you
some of it
what,
was
Superman
fun.
ain't dropping him
Speed
out on the
Demon?
Hulk.
Speed Demon. You would tell me that was an awesome book. Oh
Right.
my
Oh,
god.
the Iron Lantern, actually, I had a couple issues of that. It was pretty good.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You
gotcha,
can
gotcha.
you can still find there's a couple guys online that collect original art, and they have the 4 pages that
Yeah.
Perez penciled, and then they cancel it, and they are pretty freaking cool looking. I mean, there's a Batman and Captain America scenes, you know,
man.
and it's and then,
Well, it was Perez, so
Yeah.
I mean, Perez equals cool, so
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, he was so unique, and
yeah.
I think that guy had drawn the figure so many times that
Yeah.
he probably like lightly put circles for heads and bodies, and then went to pen, right?
Yeah.
General Piggy says, when will we get a telepathic bunny verse? It's on the way. It's on the way.
It is.
Smack that butt. That like button. Like button. Oh, okay.
Smack
okay.
that
See,
butt.
he's got to put that in there.
He's had a triple IPA. Give him some slack.
He's had more than just the beer. He is
Yeah, well,
Mr.
I'm
Good
quite
Stuff.
certain about that.
There, quite certain. Yeah, that blood test is going to come back positive for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you're talking about characters that like within when you see something like U.S. Agent, okay, U.S. Agent wasn't really a ripoff because U.S. Agent was like he acknowledged that okay, he's trying to be Captain America, he couldn't be Captain America. He just didn't have it in him to be Captain America, and so
Who does?
right. Oh well,
I mean,
Yeah.
other than Steve
Yeah.
Rogers is what I mean.
other than Steve
Like,
Rogers, right.
I don't
right,
think
right.
anybody can handle that.
But then they like shuffled him off to the side and gave him a different identity, even though he's got the shield and he's got the roughly the same outfit. He's not.
I love
the
that
same, He's not a
costume.
ripoff. I love U.S. Agent's costume.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the
his
Force
exist-
Works version, though.
No, that was awful.
His
That was
existence
awful.
proves a point, right? That there is such a thing as a toady for the government.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm ready for my Smokes the Fox and mechanized werewolf. It's weaponized werewolf. There you go. Anyway,
Mechanized, yeah.
yeah, we already talked about that Agent Zero at the beginning. But thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, but that's not really a ripoff. What I'm talking about a ripoff is well,
It's more of a legacy, I would say.
Yeah. I'm talking about when you take a character. Yeah, Namor Aquaman's a good example of that. But when you take a character, like, believe it or not, Flash is a ripoff of a character called the Wizard.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he was
Wizard.
Charlton. Was he Charlton?
He was Charlton.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
But he had the wings on his head, and he was a speedster. And suddenly there's this guy showing up with a lightning
Mercury
bolt on
helmet.
his chest with a helmet with the wings on his head.
So
Hard
that's
ice.
Jay Garrick, the Flash, right?
Yeah, Jay Garrett, right?
So
right.
do you
Yeah.
know like year wise, what's the difference?
That's got to be. I mean, Garrick's
Wait.
got to be the 40s, right?
Right. I think the Wizard's before that though.
Yeah. I don't
Damn
know.
it, you making me Google this shit, man.
Ooh, this is twice,
I
man.
gotta
So
do-
if you ever play HeroClix, they made Jay Garrick the Flash. There's a million versions of the Flash in the game, right?
I
And so
remember those.
most of them have like 14 or 13 move. They
Yeah.
gave Jay Garrick a 20 move.
Oh.
Unprecedented in the game.
Okay, Wizard first he debuted Golden Age USA Comics August 1941. And Flash, the Flash Jay Garrett, which is the first Flash, was let me make sure.
1945. I'm just guessing.
1940. So I guess Wizard was
Oh.
after him. So I guess
Oh,
Wizard.
shit.
was
Well, what? You
first
stumped
after
yourself
him.
twice.
I did,
Right.
man. I didn't
Twice.
say I'm perfect. I didn't say I'm
Ooh.
perfect, man.
But
I
you
don't
know,
that-
but it also it's what's happening though is that within a year or two they're already copying each other.
yeah.
Right? The
Oh,
window
yeah.
is short. Window is short.
Very short.
Well, back then, because of lax copyright or that nobody really gave a shit about comics, you see that a lot. Like, I mean, Namor's 39 and Aquaman's 41, and this is like direct like rip off of those, But another direct rip off is Batman off of the Shadow.
Oh yeah, that's blatant.
Is
Bob
it?
Kane basically copied Shadow Comics and then put bad ears on it and
And he even had the two pistols in the beginning.
the two pistols. Yeah.
Did he? Batman had the
Oh,
two
yeah.
pistols?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It wasn't until Bill Finger came on and actually created the Batman mythos and basically, but he was basically a direct ripoff.
So Bob Kane ripped off another idea, and then he screwed another artist.
Bob Kane ripped off a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
and this is one guy
yeah.
that was famous. He
Robin
became
Hood
wealthy.
too, pretty much.
Yeah. Damn it, my bad. Yep. No big deal. Yes, I have Mike Tyson weed, Tyson 2.0, Biscotti Mints, a hybrid coming in at 24.3%, and a big head hybrid live butter concentrate dabs. Okay.
Holy shit balls! What's this 2022? Listen to that. 10 years ago, that would have sounded like Japanese to everybody.
Right.
Sounds like Japanese to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
make
just
it.
America great.
I'm like the dude in Grandpa's Boy or Grandma's Boy. I don't care what it's called. Just give me a bag of weed.
Well, Belmont, weaponized werewolf needs an evil twin called mechanized werewolf. Yeah, you gotta make it happen, man. You gotta
Mechanized
make it happen.
marsupial.
Yeah. You gotta have like a robot version of him, coming after him or something. That'd be epic. That would be
Like
epic.
Godzilla had that one, whatever it was.
Yeah, got Mecha Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs his own mecha werewolf. There you go.
So did
writes
Marvel
itself.
have
It writes
did
itself.
Marvel have a ripoff of Batman like a Nighthawk maybe?
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of them, I think.
Yeah, they did. They did that quite a few, but not. Some people would say that.
Iron Man, maybe, because of the billionaire playboy thing. That's really the only connection I see.
Well, I think some people would consider Daredevil as an
little
attempt
bit
to
of
do
a
a Batman.
Yeah, I
Different
can
enough,
I
though.
can see that.
But
Moon Knight, maybe.
Moon Knight, right?
Moon Knight definitely had that. He was like a rich guy and he was like flying around in a suit. But the thing about it is they were like more one-offs because there wasn't like direct ripped off character
Right,
traits.
There's one or two character traits like
Right.
fighting guys in the city with your bare knuckles,
Yeah.
right? Living in the shadows. Or
But then
something.
Daredevil's completely blind, and
Right.
Moon Knight is completely batshit nuts.
Right.
I mean, nuts.
All three of them.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Well-
Batman's just like it's just therapy, basically. So I mean, he's
I mean,
dealing
say what
with
you want.
he's dealing
Batman.
with it.
Batman's a driven individual.
Yeah. He's this is kind of like how he deals with his world. The world he's dealing with.
If you read Nighthawk from Squadron Supreme, if you read his
Yeah.
history, he is like his name is Cal Richmond, and he's a billionaire.
Right.
And he fights crime at night, and he looks like a flying.
Oh yeah, I know.
He to me, maybe I don't know if there's a better example, but he's maybe because he was.
They
not
made
successful.
him. They made him like evil at one point. I mean,
Did
like,
you ever
really
see?
evil.
Did you ever read Earth X?
I didn't read that one. No.
Alex
No.
Ross did it.
Right.
But Nighthawk. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but he plays a big role in the thing. I mean, like it's and at the end you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a good
Is
a good
it really
read.
good?
Oh man, I love it.
I love anything Alex Ross, so I have to pick it up.
He's a special guy.
Moon Knight did not start out crazy though. Nope. He just
Nope,
started
not
out
at all.
kind of like as a paranormal investigator after
Werewolf
the
by Night. I
Werewolf
think.
by Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Jack
give-
Russell.
I'll give you a DC ripoff of Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who it is?
Lobo.
It's about a well. Maybe
Lobo's
partly,
all right.
partly,
Lobo's
yeah.
similar. Lobo's very similar. Yeah.
The one I would bring up would be Timberwolf from Legion of Superheroes.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Because
Timberwolf.
in
Yeah,
the 80s, he had the
that's-
claws, and he went to like
Oh,
a
man.
frenzy thing.
Right.
I mean, speaking of that, Wolverine, they appropriated his haircut everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You talking about
Troll.
Marvel ripped it? They ripped out that they ripped off that haircut.
There was a character called Troll in the Image that had the exact hair. Exact.
Yeah, there was a character called the Owl that actually had like Wolverine claws and the hair like
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Right.
Right.
And what did
yeah.
God, what did Silvestri? Not Silvestri. It was one of the Image books, but I guess we can save that for the Image one. It was like
Well,
Shadowhawk or whatever.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go into Image. we might as
All
well
right.
go ahead.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now, let's really talk about ripoffs.
Okay.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Anybody interested in weed, just read all that. You know.
It's the bomb B.
Yeah, it is whatever. Okay, what's the Wolverine claws? Oh, claws. You know, claws. Yeah.
So was the
less
darkness,
weed, man. Less weed.
Silvestri's Darkness, was he a ripoff of Batman in a way?
Yeah, I'd say so. Midnight Man, maybe. Oh man,
I did like the darkness. I loved that book in the beginning.
Yeah.
Awesome artwork.
Yeah, Rip Claw, Warblade was definitely.
From Wildcats, yeah.
Yeah. And then they had like their own Hawkeye ripoff, Shaft.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most unfortunate names, and there's just like all
let's
over.
not forget. You could even say that. What's his name? The Pit is a ripoff of the Hulk, except that he's in some ways he's like an improvement.
There's a psychological complexity to the Pit.
Well, I wonder if there's any similarities. Who drew that? Oh, that's right. Same guy who drew the best art the Hulk's ever seen.
Right.
Sam Keith? Keith? Are you talking about the Max?
No, I'm talking about Dale Keown.
Yeah, that's the Max.
Pit.
He wrote the Max. Pit was Sam Keith. Yeah.
That's right, Sam Keith. Sorry.
No.
Who also did the Hulk?
No, you're getting them confused.
You're getting confused. Sam Keith is the Max for sure.
Yeah. I was going to say Dale Keown is Pit.
Are you
You're out of your mind. Yeah, you're out of your mind.
No, I'm pretty sure, guys.
Man, you don't smoke pot, you said.
Hey, that's that's strike three. That's strike three.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me look at that.
A lot of dollars.
Looking it up? Are you being serious?
You don't
might
have to
go
look
to
it
the
up.
hospital and get a CAT scan.
Because Pitt's coming to a certain area of indie comics.
Right. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but Sam Keith is the other guy. That's what I'm saying. The Max. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying Dale Keown did Pitt and Hulk.
Right.
Ah, okay. My fault.
So,
I was saying that Sam Keith is definitely the Max. That's what.
Yeah, I could have swore you smoked pot on that one.
No.
So, but it is like a thing where there are these archetypes, right? Where you go, here's my spin on the Hercules archetype.
So he's gonna run with all that weed in him. I doubt it. Yeah.
Right.
No. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Keown is Pit. Come on, man. Google it. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I had it in my head, Max. I was saying the Max in my head. Evidently, it was coming out the Pit. So I don't have them mixed up in my head, guys.
Come on, everybody knows that Keown does Pit. Come on.
Keown is it definitely does Pit.
Is that your Keown imitation?
I thought for some reason I was thinking we were talking about the Max for some reason. I had in my head we were talking about the Max.
I did like the Max. That was pretty unique, though.
Yeah.
Sam
the
Keith
Max
is a cool
definitely.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a very looseness to him. The guy that does Stump reminds me a lot of Sam Keith. Wouldn't you agree with that?
That does what?
The guy that does Stump.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the covers. Yeah, I can see where you say that.
Yeah, he definitely has a Sam Keith thing going on. But the Max is definitely a one-off. But the Pit is probably probably Hulk-like. He's definitely Hulk-like.
Yeah.
But he's like more like Smart Hulk. But if you with a good dose of Lobo in him, so
yeah.
But at some level, you go rip off or modification.
Inspired, right? Homage. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, at some level, it's like almost like the comic books are waiting for a Hulk with claws.
Yeah.
Like, come on, somebody make it, right?
Yeah. It's like now you couldn't make like any patriotic superhero, and that's not just now. I'm talking from like 1950 now without. Oh, you just ripped it off Captain America. Well, no. Well, I guess because
that's
the most inspiring figure.
I'm probably going to run up against that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, But I know
lean
there's
into it. Who cares?
I know there's fundamental differences between my character and Captain America.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely distinctly
They
different.
don't. Yeah, they don't look. They
Yeah,
don't
it's
look the
not.
same
It's not
way.
Cap. Just because he has a flag on his chest doesn't mean it's Captain America.
Right. But that I definitely have to say there's some homage in there to Captain America. Definitely. Hello, all Easton Burkholder. Hey, man.
What's going on?
But yeah, I think
Wow.
what creates what's a ripoff as opposed to an homage, I think, is an homage takes like the spirit of something and creates something in the same spirit of it.
Okay.
But
Well, what about a
rip-off-
weapon?
Like,
What
it's
about like a weapon? Just because you use a weapon, like I'm gonna ask Hawkeye or Green Arrow. They're two totally different characters
Oh,
in
definitely.
every way
That's-
except for
that's
the
a
bow
good
and arrow.
example, right?
So what
Right.
what is it? I mean, would you say you can't say? Could you say Hawkeye is a ripoff of Green Arrow just because he has a quiver?
Well,
Right,
I don't think
right.
there's the fact that there's like you can count on one hand the amount of people that shoot bows and arrows and superheroes. I mean, I don't think that's something very common to superheroes.
Trick shot's
so-
the only
But you
one
know,
that I
there
can
is like
think
a
of
dilemma
without.
though going on because if you go, oh, so no, nobody can make a character with the shoots arrows ever.
Or what
'Cause-
is somebody that has super speed?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh, that's the Flash.
Is it fair to do that? You know,
Okay, Green Arrow was 41, and Hawkeye I think was later.
62.
Oh yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
guess.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Hawkeye's definitely in the spirit of. Damn it! Don't give me Kate Bishop. Why the hell are you giving me Kate Bishop?
Yeah, I would say 1962. That's my guess.
Why do they think Kate Bishop's Hawkeye? Just gave her the damn name, but she's not Hawkeye.
That's Google for you, right?
I'm serious. 64. You're right. You're absolutely right. 64.
And he's along the line of U.S. Agent because Captain America did for him what he did for U.S. Agent, but just earlier.
Hmm.
Right. Well, I guess you would say that that Green Arrow was a ripoff of Robin Hood.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Definitely
look at him.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
Look
a
at
ripoff.
him. Like that early appearance in the first Justice League. I mean, look at him.
Oh yeah, definitely ripoff.
It's
I
just
mean,
you just
the
couldn't call him
same
Robin
hat
Hood.
and everything. Hey guys, I made a comment on a Young Ripper tweet that got way more likes than I thought it would. That's so exciting. All right, okay, good for you. Good for you. Triple Play is the coolest archer concept, but I'm biased. Yeah,
I hope Luke
triple
heard that.
play from Luke Stone, who's actually three guys that collapse into one, but it's three
Oh,
distinct
cool.
people.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, that's definitely different. That they talk each other in the third person, so that's a little annoying.
Mm.
Hey, we will follow you. That's like jerk. I mean,
Right.
anyway, arrogance. But yeah, I think if you see some things that are like directly taken from something and just change the color or change the gender, or like Kate Bishop's a ripoff of Hawkeye Clint Barton. Definitely. And you see this more and more here lately, like that something they don't ever homage something, they don't ever create something in the spirit of, they just directly rip something off and put a name or a gender or ethnicity on it, and then call
Okay,
it a new
hold on.
character.
They
Hold
call
on.
that, and then they call that legacy, though.
No, no.
Yeah, right.
Or
So
inheritance.
those are different things. I mean, I would say the Kate Bishop Hawkeye thing is a hijacking.
Hijacking.
That's what I would call it. And
Okay.
then an homage would be the Pit thing, right?
Right.
When you go,
The homage is like the Young Avengers, but she was on that too.
Yeah,
so I can't
totally.
really.
But
Yeah.
but the hijacking is not only are we not going to come up with our own new characters,
Yeah.
we're
Just
going to
gonna
ruin
steal
the
yours.
old ones,
Right.
Yeah.
right? We're
Right.
going to hijack them, and then
This
you
is
won't
the
recognize
new
them.
improved model, but I like the old model. The old model's still around, so why
Yeah,
why
but
do I need a
he's
new model?
He's a patriarchal bigot.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay.
He's a white
It's-
nationalist. That guy. Don't
What
you
is-
know?
Well, despite what people think, I like the Scarlet Spider in the '90s.
Oh yeah, I did.
Like-
I like
That wasn't Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man. He's a whole hell of a lot better like Spider-Man than Miles Morales.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
well, Miles
definitely,
Morales
definitely.
started off okay. I'll give him that, but
Yeah.
since they
Yeah.
brought him into I like the Ultimate Universe should have stayed where it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they kind of played it out though. They took it as far as it could go.
Yeah, I know.
They basically had run into the same problem that they've run into adapting anything from the Watchmen, is that universe ran its course and you can't
Yeah.
go any further with it.
It was like the New 52.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
because that's who they tried to copy.
right. They tried to copy the Ultimates with the New
Yeah.
52. Yeah. I actually
really?
liked it. I liked a lot of the New 52. I got
There were a
bunch
couple of
them.
them good. I didn't like the Superman at all.
No.
I mean, I
Was
love
that the
Jim
red
Lee,
blue
who doesn't,
Superman?
but
There's a
Uh.
two graphic novel collection that you need to get. It's a Justice League. There's like a Justice League where they all like get captured, and then the very next one, all the villains have to come to save them.
yeah, I read it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I read it. Yeah, Forever Evil. Yeah, I was
Forever
about to say,
Evil
yeah.
is
Yeah.
brilliant. It's brilliant, man. I was like, there's no way they can make. And every single one of these villains, they made them. They were still villainous, but they were having to fight the villains from another
Yeah.
universe.
I kind of like the version of Captain Cold on that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was a David Finch story.
I'm not sure. It's possible. I have to go grab it later. But the thing about it is though, is if you take like a character directly off of another character, and just like give them the exact same traits, and then just like. But the thing about it is though, is they don't as long as they don't stay there. I mean, you can rip-offs. You can rip somebody off, but as long as they like evolve into something else, evolve into their own thing. Like
Right.
Deadpool evolved into his own thing rather quickly.
Yeah, way. And it was only after Liefeld left, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was pretty much he was like Slade Wilson running his mouth until Liefeld left.
Like, I don't think he even came up with that breaking the fourth wall thing.
No, that came
It
later.
was some chick, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure who it was though. But yeah.
Isn't there a thing though with characters where
Sorry.
like Superman doesn't need to evolve because
No.
or like on Spider-Man, right? Peter
Right.
Parker, he's boiled down perfectly, right? But somebody like Deadpool is in the process of getting to that perfect version of himself. He probably already somewhere along the way there's probably one. And so, but you know, like some characters do evolve, but the more you get away from Peter Parker being a goofy kid that can't manage his life and he's in school, the more you get away from that, the worse it gets.
Oh,
Well,
like that Parker Industries or whatever.
Right.
And you know, the skateboarder instead of being like a nerdy kid, right? That didn't work in the movies, really.
Well, I think Betty pointed that out, and I have a video called "Should Things End?" Is that why Japanese manga is kicking our butt? Because they have definitive ends, you know, from the exciting event.
ends.
They have definitive ends, and so that look it up. It's one of my.
It's
videos.
probably a good point. I mean, I would think another reason is that the control over American comics is so heavy-handed right now that there's nothing fun anymore, right? Nothing unpredictable. You know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be gay and new thing, and it's gonna be the old things are gonna be spit on, right? And I think that's one factor too, where people want to open the book. Like in old Fantastic Four, every page was a universe exploding, possibly, right?
Yeah.
You're like, what? This is
And
awesome.
Dogman, don't forget Dogman is kicking butt. Yep. Right. Well,
So by the way, is there a version of Doctor Doom in the DC universe?
You know what? I was trying to think of that earlier.
in the DC universe,
Because there's obviously a stretch guy in the DC universe. There's two of them, right?
yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, there's Doctor Fate's definitely a takeoff of Doctor Strange, or he might be before Doctor Strange, but they're definitely.
I think he's definitely
there's
before
definitely
Doctor
one of those
Strange.
ripped off the other, definitely. But I'm not sure. I don't think there is a Doctor Doom. No, I know that there's a Lex Luthor in
Right.
like the Kingpin and Lex Luthor.
Harry Osborn,
definitely.
or I mean, Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn, yeah. Yeah.
Sort of, but they're not that close, right?
Well,
No,
yeah.
no, you're just taking that trait, the billionaire businessman, evil genius, and then you take it in another direction.
That everybody thinks is benign, but he's actually behind everything. You know?
Right.
But I mean, Victor Von Doom is Doctor Doom. They're the same person. There's no alternate. There's no
Count Nefaria. Count
Nefaria.
Is their Doctor Doom?
No, Count Nefaria is Marvel.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he fought the Avengers. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but you know, one barometer that I would use is that if your brother or your friend who never read comics ever, or your grandma, if they looked at them side by side, their eyebrow would raise, right? And so that's the fact. That's like the litmus test, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay to to take a character from another character, but I think the problem that Image ran into was they created these characters that were such ripped off from working IPs at Marvel and DC that people were like, why should I buy your inferior character who is not well written, who's not well developed, who has
look pretty
and who looks really pretty, but I don't have any connection to, when I can just go over here to this well written character that I do have a connection to. I'm pretty much all I'm getting here is just the image or the look. The image. It was so accurate. The name of the
yes,
because that's all they were about was image.
I mean,
that's all they were about.
I just wonder, did they know? I mean, come on, man. That was a bad omen.
Yeah, it was pretty much. Hold on. True mainstream isn't DC. Marvel, it's Viz and Scholastic. Okay. Right. Hell Peeps and Indie Wrestling said they just stole their look and did nothing with their character, which matters. Yeah. And to think about it is, when you see the cultural impact the Image, that first group of Image characters still has. They don't have. Okay. I saw somebody do a fan picture of Ripclaw, and it was almost for a second there I didn't know who they were doing. I said, who is that? And I was like, holy shit, that's Ripclaw. And I was like, that's the first one I've seen in like about a decade that I've seen anybody draw Ripclaw.
It's a good point.
And it's like, and he was supposed to be their Wolverine, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you what, I would say that I think that the Pit is the best thing that came out of Image. Even like something cool as the Darkness, and that's cool, is almost like not nearly as good. You know?
Well, I think Witchblade was probably the most unique thing that they did. But then after they got through that first arc, the writing just dropped off drastically.
Oh, when they had him get married, her in the Darkness.
Yeah, right.
And went into that.
Oh, is that right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, despite what I think about Ron Mars, I mean, I did enjoy his Silver Surfer work, because I liked Witchblade. I mean, his Green Lantern, I loved Kyle Rayner. Mm-hmm. But Image, like, to me, it was just
which is
you're with
hilarious,
Marvel or DC.
Which is hilarious because Ron Mars helped Gail Simone get into the industry.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Because he basically fridged the girlfriend. And then Gail Simone complained about it, and they brought her into the industry because they're like trying to assuage the radical feminist.
And now he's just like her.
And he's just like her, right? And it's like, was that planned though? You know, I mean,
what's worse, the weak men that do that, or the women that take advantage of it? Right? At some level, you go, dude, what are you fucking doing?
Right. Shadowhawks has been a huge hit. The fact he's been forgotten is a black mark on Image. Yeah. Shadowhawk had a really great aesthetic.
That was Valentino.
Silvestri. I think he was. Was it Valentino?
I thought it was Valentino, but I'm not sure. It's one of those. Definitely one of those two.
He says
Valentino did Shadowhawk.
That's what he's talking about. Shadowhawk.
I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Shadowhawk, right?
Yeah, that's Valentino for sure.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Right. But Belmont's the expert on artist, which artist did what. So I always defer to Belmont when on those things. But yeah, I mean, they had a lot of really. I mean, you look at those comic books and they're just gorgeous. But you know, you want a comic book? I mean, you can. They're just giving them away because they printed so many of them. You know.
Well,
And
who
Oh,
did
yeah, they're
Spawn
worth
rip
nothing.
off?
Spawn was
Spawn is another good one. That's true. That's
Because I think the
Ghost
difference
Rider.
between all of those is
I think he
because
ripped off Ghost Rider in a way.
yeah, he created Spawn. Yeah, you're right. He created Spawn in like when he was a kid. All
Right.
these others
Right.
characters were created after they worked on Marvel books.
Right. Right.
You know, they didn't have that, like that teenage inspiration or, something that they created when they were a kid. And he had
Yeah.
been thinking about it and like worked on all these books and
Mhm.
picked this and picked that. I was like, oh yeah, this will work.
Right.
And the other ones were like, oh, I worked on the X-Men. I'm gonna make the X-Men.
Yeah, Savage Dragon was basically Smart Hulk with the Abomination's fin.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but he made something of it. It was a unique like story arc, but
For a
Well,
long time, man.
Another
Long
thing
time,
too
yeah.
is though, if any of these characters were close, why wouldn't Marvel and DC sue them? Right?
well, I don't know. I think Marvel and DC were trying not to acknowledge Image.
Yeah, because they were like, man, these fucking guys, they're not gonna
Yeah.
do anything.
well, they understood. I think Marvel and DC understood that these guys, they, for all of their arrogance of, oh, we're the ones that everybody's buying these comics
Yeah.
for. We should have a bigger piece of the pie. But then they're like, okay, well, write your own comic, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
well. They made the same mistake that a lot of people in our community are making.
Yeah, and I
Anybody can
wonder,
write.
and I
Anybody
wonder
can
if,
write,
yeah,
you
you
know?
damn right. And I wonder if, like, when they left, though, if there was like in Marvel, like a collective, like, fuck, gulp.
Right.
Damn,
Right.
we fucked up. But then that brought in other talent, like the Joe Mads of the world and stuff like that.
Well, they raised their game because when Image put out those beautiful books, suddenly
Oh man,
Marvel,
I'm sure they were
Marvel-
headhunting everywhere, dude.
Yeah, Marvel started putting out these beautiful books too. The inking level, the digital inking, and all that. And
The coloring was a big deal.
yeah, digital
Mm.
inking was a new thing, and
Oh man, I remember when that digital coloring came out, and you could just see like the shine and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, you can see
right.
fucking reflections.
right, yeah.
There's light beams.
But you know what though? It's funny. The Image is the opposite of the telepathic bunny type of comic. And it,
Oh,
it
yeah.
says everything you don't like about comics,
Yeah.
which
Absolutely.
is like barring some small examples, it's like there's no content. Or the
I like
content-
Gen 13. I did like Gen 13.
I did like
Yeah.
Gen 13.
And
I was- yeah,
oh shit, the Authority. I think the Authority. I like the Authority.
yeah, Midnighter and Apollo and all those guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
was
that was
That was
so
pretty-
progressive.
it was
that the-
progressive, definitely.
That was a game.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
and nobody
Yeah.
said a word.
But he was definitely Batman, the Batman type.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, let's
What
not
about
even get started.
okay,
on
here's
what they
another
did with
example.
Batman.
What about Nemesis and Batman,
Nemesis.
the Mark Millar book, where he's all white. He's all white.
Yeah.
Did you read that one?
No, I didn't. I saw
yeah, I
Mark
think it might have been
Millar
after
and
my
I
time.
passed.
Well, he was.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of cool, but it wasn't awesome.
Yeah.
But
Right.
he was like a Batman with the same intelligence, but he was
Yeah.
using it to contrive schemes to fuck with people and,
Right.
and rip everybody off.
Yeah, these
Like
characters
the-
aren't worth anything aside from Spawn, sadly. Well, I
I
mean,
don't think I've bought Batman since like Batman Inc. or when Dick Grayson took over.
right. Well, I mean, you see a lot of these where they they tore down a lot of these IPs from Marvel, like in Kick-Ass. Big Daddy turned out to be just an asshole, basically, that with an axe to grind that taught his child to be an assassin. And it turned out he was like saying Batman was a psycho who was like using kids to, fulfill his fantasies or whatever. And I mean, and they were just like it's like they weren't even like hiding in their avarice, for these the characters. And none of those stories really hold up. None of them do. And but at the end of the day, there's a difference between ripping off and homage. ripping off me. There's something kind of like I can do that better than you, so I'm going to
it's
take
just a
your
lack of. I don't know, man.
lack of creativity, lack of of circumspection.
It's like laziness, man.
Yeah, I think, and I felt that about Image. I felt like it was gorgeous, but I always felt everything was kind of lazy. And it was just like it's like, oh, we're here, we got these names, buy our comics because of our names.
I know.
And I'm like, I need something more than that.
The art looks good.
Yeah, the art looks awesome. It looked awesome, man.
I have 7 copies of Youngblood #1 in like these bags.
Yeah.
And people kept giving to me like, you like comic books, don't you? I'm like, fuck yes. Just give it to me.
They had such a media blitz that normies knew about them.
Yeah.
And
no shit. I had people who were like, hey man, I got Spawn #1. I was like, man, you've never fucking talked to me about comics. Shut up.
I wonder in a couple years if people are going to be like handing out ISOM like that.
I don't.
You never know, right?
We'll just have to wait and see
what people think about a product, and it does take time to figure that out, right?
Right. Like, it does.
My mom, she called me years ago and said, "Hey, they're making a Barack Obama comic book. You got to go get one."
Oh, was that the Superman?
Well, no, it was a book
Spider-Man?
about Barack Obama.
Oh, I saw one where he was like he was like the Superman on this alternate Earth. Like he had like the cover was Barack Obama opening up his shirt with the Superman. I almost threw up in my fucking mouth.
That was real? I thought that was a spoof online.
I don't know, but I saw it and I almost threw up in my mouth.
Oh man.
But you know, you see, so you don't know what people see in things is a point.
No.
Right, and so big hits today could be not the same in 5 years.
Well, I think the secret is loving the character that you're borrowing from. Reverence and respect.
For the character. Respect for the lore too, man. For Christ's sake.
Right. If you have like a reverence in your heart for the character that you're pulling from, then the character that you make in the spirit of the character that you're pulling from will eventually become its own thing. But there is something that will resonate there, you know.
That is true. Shadowpunk is a little bit of a Batman figure, but so removed from what Batman's about. It's just, so there's characters that you're never gonna totally connect them.
No.
But but then again, if you don't start from some like a really strong archetype and go to your original version of it.
Yeah.
And the arrow is a good example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do it that way, because there's only so many archetypes, how limiting would comics be?
Yeah.
Right.
And my lead character is inspired by like Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it, just like the strong female, that archetype, and she's not really chosen, but she didn't want to do it, but she would beat the shit out of Buffy Summers in a fucking second.
Right.
But I didn't design her that way, and I didn't make that a requirement. That's just what the story is dictated.
Well, his character definitely has that Buffy Summers kind of thing, except when she turns it on.
Yeah.
Buffy Summers would be like, "Okay, I'm going."
Yeah. Pretty quick.
But it goes back to the point.
Because she turns into Allison Hannigan.
Yeah.
She turns it on.
Yeah.
Bored now.
Yeah.
In like the 60s and 70s and 80s, did the comic book publishers go, okay, if we sue each other over the Arrow guys constantly, then we're never going to make anything. So we're going to call a truce, save the lawyers, paying the lawyers, and just say, screw it. Unless it's totally rip-off obvious.
Yeah. Well,
didn't sales go down like during that era, and they were just like, man, we're going to fight amongst ourselves. We're cutting our own throats.
Right.
I don't care. Do an Arrow guy. Do a speed guy. Do a guy in a cape and tights. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Because after they put the comics code out, sales dropped dramatically, and then that's why they did all that sci-fi stuff. If you read some of the 60s and Batman, my God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Grant Morrison did, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Deathlock?
Oh my God, I love Deathlock. The Michael Collins version.
With Rich Buckler, I believe, created the character, and then then Terminator came out, I believe, after that,
Oh shit!
And he actually sued Terminator for looking too much like his character.
Oh,
Like
wow,
Columbia
really?
Pictures or whatnot.
Yeah, and then they actually ended up suing him back and counter-suing him, and it was the worst mistake of his life. He told me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
So-
he was a small fish in a small pond in there.
Yeah, Marvel
So,
Comics. He was like a
yeah.
D-lister at that time, and Marvel Comics wasn't anything
Right.
close to what they are
Right.
today as far as clout.
Well, they did like they kind of put that character in the ground when they did like Death's Head. Remember?
Oh, I hated Death's
That's
Head,
head,
man.
right?
Yeah.
That was
so-
lame. It was like that was the '90s extreme version.
Woo! Yeah. There you
Deathlock
go.
Put
kind of
fucking
reminded
pouches
me
on
of more
everything.
of like what's his name, RoboCop a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Deathlock was basically RoboCop in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I did
cyborg
like some
guy.
of the
He's a
early
Reanimated.
cyborg.
stories.
Yeah.
But I didn't read them when they first came out. Like I saw them later. Like I got a Marvel trading card
And
set
oh,
when
by
they
the
first
way,
came out.
he came. I was a black man.
Oh yeah, Michael
He
Collins.
was, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so-
that
so, yeah.
Professor X picture that's going around Twitter.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
I put that. I saw that today, and some
The
guys like,
Esposito guy.
yeah, I'm like, I like that guy's an actor, but he looks nothing like he's
He's just
black.
what is he bald? He said in a
John
wheelchair and he's
Carlo.
bald. Let's do that. Doesn't matter.
Giancarlo Esposito is playing Professor X.
Yeah, the
for
guy
me.
from
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if that's
I know
true.
who
So,
he is. I
you
know who he
the,
is.
The thing is, that guy is such a great actor, and he's
Yeah.
he's very compelling. But you know, like you can obviously see the agenda.
That doesn't
that's-
matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all because people go, that's a freaking agenda.
Because you're ripping off Professor Xavier.
Make him a new guy who's got a new thing, right?
When I really started to notice it hardcore was the first Superman movie with Perry White,
Oh, right.
and then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like it's Larry Fishburne. I was like, yeah, but that's not what Perry White. No,
right.
Larry Fishburne's an accomplished actor. He's great. He's done all this. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
that doesn't matter. I don't
It
care.
doesn't matter. That's not. That's
People
not
spot the agenda from a mile away.
and did
You
you,
can put
notice that
Sidney
no-
Poitier in there, and I don't care.
right?
Well, I didn't watch the latest Batman because Jeffrey Wright is not Jim Gordon. He's just not.
Oh, he's got a mustache.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what they do. But he's got
okay.
the mustache.
He's got the mustache. Oh, okay, right.
That's the
on,
thing,
man.
though. The whole thing is kind of set up, I think, so that you don't have a leg to stand on when you say to somebody,
Yeah.
it's bullshit that Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon. It's fucking bullshit. And you
Yeah.
go, well, how come? And then you go, well, he
He
can act.
doesn't look like Jim Gordon.
But people,
He doesn't look like him.
but that's not enough of a reason, right? I mean, for
Right.
you and me, it's a good reason.
Yeah.
And it's also because don't you see the agenda? It's
Yeah.
it's there's an agenda happening here, and
Uh-huh.
then when you tell them what the agenda is, you are a total
Something's wrong with you.
a-hole.
Something's
Yeah.
wrong with you, right?
Right.
You're a bigot. You're an istophobe. And then just
Well-
blank. Fill in the blank.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
tell you. Let me tell you. The experiment I did. Okay.
Okay.
When after Chadwick Boseman died, and they're like speculating of how they're going to continue Black Panther, and I was like, oh, it's easy. Make just make Winter Soldier into Black Panther.
Ooh, I said Martin Freeman.
That's a good one.
But I
That
said
would
that
have
is
they would have lost
excellent.
their collective
But
minds.
they did. And when I suggested that, they came at me so
That's
hard, and I was like,
awesome.
"Well, wait a second. You said gender or that color doesn't matter." And by the way, he's known in Wakanda. He has a freaking arm built by Wakanda. He's a great, incredible soldier. Has a super soldier serum in him somewhere, and
Cat
you know,
can fight.
he's a great, and the guy can fight. It's like, so why in the world wouldn't he make a good Black Panther? He's just not. You
so
can't
smart.
make him Black Panther. Why? Why is that? Well, because Black Panther's black. And I was like, yeah, but
what if I said that about Captain America?
Captain America is white. You know, and it's like, well, no, he's Sam Wilson now. It's like, oh, well, wait a second. You know, if it doesn't
And by
matter,
the
then
way,
it doesn't matter.
there are white people that live in Africa.
I mean, Spawn's black.
I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. Spawn's black. Right? Yeah, there you go. But the thing about it is, though, is it either it matters or it doesn't matter. And they keep trying to say it doesn't matter as long as it goes one way.
Like, how much you want to bet the MCU is going to put Brother Voodoo as the next Sorcerer Supreme?
totally.
Like, and they
No,
won't call
no.
him Brother Voodoo because that would sound too racist to say Brother Voodoo.
Isn't Clea going to become the Sorcerer Supreme?
Well,
that
she
was
is in the
man.
comics. Yeah, she already is in the comics.
Oh,
Yeah,
is she?
they already replaced him in the comics with her. So
Hey, it's she's famous. It's Charlize Theron, right?
Is
I
it?
don't know.
Clea, when
Yeah, they
did
showed her
Charlize
at the end of the
Theron?
movie. Yeah, they showed a little
Is it?
bit.
She looked like she was from a CW show.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. They're already setting that up. Okay.
Well,
Okay,
that Winter
well,
Soldier thing is freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
That is the smartest thing I've ever heard. And you should say, by the way, when they say don't do it, we say, oh, we're doing it. It's happening. Right? It's happening. White guys will be Black Panther.
It's happening. What, are you racist? Are you
Right.
racist against white people?
Don't you get it?
It's hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy of it, right? And I had people like literally foaming at the mouth of me on Twitter.
Oh, I can imagine.
For even suggesting it.
And that was then. Can you imagine if it were now?
Oh man, I mean, seriously.
You should go say it.
Well, you know what you need to do is get Photoshop the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Right? And say, coming in 2024. Like 2024.
Say this is the real Black Panther.
The real Black Panther, right?
Because
guys, Black Panther is a legacy. It's not a specific character. It's a legacy. It's a role.
Right.
Like Thor. Thor. Anybody can be Thor.
Oh,
it's a
please
role.
stop!
It's
You're making my head hurt.
It's not an individual. It's not an individual. It's not a personality. So anybody can be Black Panther, right? According to those rules.
Yeah,
according to those rules. Yeah.
And a man can get pregnant too.
Right.
Yeah, the only man that can ever get pregnant is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Mr.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only time it can ever happen. Shut your mouth.
Okay. Well, I think we've degenerated if we made it all the way to Arnold being pregnant. Anyway, so I think we pretty much exhausted the topic. Got a Facebook user that says Ryan Gosling is next in line to play back Black Panther.
if only.
Oh man!
That would be insane. You see riots in the streets.
I mean, the aliens would be like stopping by Earth to find out what that sound is from space. I mean, it's like.
You know, it'd be even better if Ryan Gosling did it, but when he had two masks. He had the Black Panther mask, but he also had that when that's down, his skin changes tone. Right? And then when he goes behind the scenes, he'll turn that off and he's a white guy. That would make people shit their pants.
That's blackface. That's blackface.
Totally.
That's fun. That's fun. Anyway, so I think today, I think if you want to sum up what we're talking about is there's a difference between homage and ripping off. And so if you want to know what homage is, look at what they've done with legacy characters that had like people who like took over the mantle legitimately, like later on, like when I had no problem when Bucky became Captain America because he was there, he was with Steve, he was trained by Steve.
Yeah, handed, not taken, not given. You should be handed it, and an editor doesn't give it to him.
He actually took it. He took it himself because they wouldn't give it to him. He took it himself because he said this has to continue, and I'll do it myself.
Oh, that was Battle for the Shield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah, it was and that was a brilliant run. Brubaker was.
Oh man, Ed Brubaker! I tell you what.
Yeah.
He probably did some of my favorite Cap.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome.
Anyway, now my brain hurts. Thanks, boys. Okay, Shadowhawk. I'm sorry, man. Anyway, but anyway, so yeah. I think we had a pretty good discussion today. I think we might have got in trouble, but we'll find out. Especially there at the end. But hey, if you can get in a little bit of trouble, what's the fun of it?
That's right.
But this has been Cooper from Telepathic Bunny with Mr. Belmont Press, Mr. Shadowpunk, and Mr. Hojo. And Shadowpunk, make sure that you check out his campaign. It's still funding. Did you ever get to that stretch goal that you were?
Yeah, I broke it the other day, and I ordered I ordered a magnet And you can see it on my Twitter page. I pinned
Awesome.
on the top.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, keep checking that out. It's a great comic there, and it's not a ripoff of anything.
Right.
It is completely original. I've never seen anything like it. So there.
I just dropped the link in the chat. So.
Oh, cool.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Belmont.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's almost
awesome.
like I have a mod or something. Awesome.
He
Anyway.
is a mod.
Right. So okay, that's been Coop from Telepathic Bunny Comics with Belmont Press, Hojo, and Shadowpunk, and y'all have a good night. As soon as I get this pulled up,
Peace out.
yeah. Some reason, I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. All right, professional, always professional. Y'all have a good night.